Hey everybody, Max here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of this Lando Calrissian figure that I picked up from Second Chance toy stores for about $10. They're in Marietta, Georgia, and a great place to pick up some vintage stuff. So if you've never been there before, check them out online or swing by if you're in the area. You won't be disappointed. So this Lando comes from the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back line. I really needed a Lando figure. I mean, I've got all of the other standard heroes from the original trilogy. Didn't have a Lando. Been seeing the Skiff Guard Lando on just peg warming at Ollie's forever. I just couldn't pull the trigger. I just couldn't bring myself to buy that one. Even though I happen to like Lando and I happen to like that look, no, it just wasn't, I just didn't want it. I wanted the traditional look for him from when we first met him. So I'm glad I was able to find him for 10 bucks. Great price. Looking forward to getting him out of the package and do a little quick review on him and see what we can see. So, hey, stick around. Okay, so here he is out of the package, and he's a solid figure. He looks like Lando. I can't really complain about the head sculpt. It looks like Billy D. Williams. I think there's a pretty good texture to the hair. The mustache looks good. The face print looks good. The eyes look good. It looks like him. I mean, I can look at it and see Billy D. Williams in it. So they get a plus for that. His cape is just kind of sitting there. It's pretty thick plastic. I mean, it's you can play with it, but it's gold painted on the inside, blue texture on the out. I mean, it looks good. It just it doesn't snap into place. I think maybe a soft goods cape would have been better. They've done soft goods before on Black Series figures. It hasn't always looked good, but if they put in a little extra effort, I think they could have made this cape look look good. So, but there he is. He can just kind of stand there on his own. Maybe you can mod him and be a Doctor Strange, Doctor Strange accessory. So, but looking around, I mean, got the folds of his clothes fairly well. Paint looks decent. I mean, it's solid blue plastic, black plastic, light blue, black paint on the cuffs, black paint on the collar, black paint on the belt. He comes with the communicator that he uses to warn the denizens of Cloud City that the Empire is taking over. And he comes with a blaster that I don't recall him using. Maybe this was the standard blaster for the guardsmen of Cloud City, but I don't recall him using it. So I think he ended up using one of the Stormtrooper blasters. But the detail was pretty good on this one, so I can't fault them for that. It's a good looking blaster, and it fits in his hands well. So it doesn't come with any extra hands, just the trigger finger and this gripping hand. And he can get, that's about as far up as his left arm is going to go. I don't want to force it. And the right arm does that. So almost a T-pose. The diaphragm, they went with the diaphragm joint instead of, which I think Black Series largely does. I don't think I've ever seen them with ab crunch. This one does not, there's hardly any give to it. So he goes forward that far and hardly back at all. And very stiff. There's some rotation though. And maybe a little side to side. The neck joint is very stiff, but it's on a disc hinge. And I tried taking the head off, but I'm going to have to heat it up. It's on there tight. So side to side, a little up and down. You got to work it, but he can look down that far and up that far, which I guess is semi-decent. I do not like these single jointed rotational elbow joints. And I know that they're also doing it on the knee joints as well. This is a 4-year-old figure, so clearly in the last 4 years, Hasbro has changed the joint system for Star Wars figures. Like I said, I don't really care for it. I mean, he can get a little past 90 degrees, but it's just not the same range of motion that you get with, like, say, G.I. Joe Classified or other 6-inch scale figures. I will say this, that the attention to detail on his wrist communicator, they actually painted it. So I got to give him props for that. I was surprised when I saw that. I wasn't expecting it, wasn't looking for it. When I was looking it over, I'm like, oh, hey, they painted it silver with a little orange paint and some black. And that's what he uses. You see him tap on it and he activates Lobot to come and rescue them from the Empire. This is a horizontal hinge, I think. Yeah. So up and down, and he's got another horizontal hinge here on the left hand. So feels a little flimsy on the left arm. There's some extra like flashing of plastic in the joint there. Arms go all the way around, no hindrance. Legs go that far. Thigh cut, always a fan of that. No drop down hips, he kicks up that far. Lando would probably benefit from some yoga, making it a little more flexible. Double jointed pinned knees, and they go up and they kick that far. And I gotta say that if it's a choice between that single joint knee system that they're using and pinned knees, I would pinned knees and double joints, I'd probably pick pinned and double joints. So, but I will say that the right leg, there's some gap. I think that's the downside to the pin system. They can sometimes be a little wonky, but this one's pretty solid plastic. So yeah, decent figure. I think that Black Series figures could be better if they just had better articulation. They would be just top notch. And so there you go. So that's Lando. So I paid $10 for him. And honestly, I think that's what he's worth. I think this figure is not worth $25. So I'm glad I got him at a cheaper price. Maybe 4 years ago, it might've been $20. Everything's $25 on average now. I would not pay $25 for this figure. I would pay $10. So if you find him for anything more than $25, I mean, it's your money. If you have to have him, maybe you already have him, it's your choice. But in my opinion, he's a $10 figure. So I'm happy to add him to the collection for that amount of money. I give him, I'd say a warp factor of 6.25. He is what he is. There's nothing really special about it. I just think that he needs some better articulation for sure, but he's a classic character from the original trilogy. I've always liked him, but I'd say, yeah, 6.25. All right, so do you have him? Are you looking for him? I'm sure you can probably find him on eBay and Walmart or Amazon, other sellers. You could probably get him, but see if you can get him for a cheaper price. See if you can get him for the $10 price point. Save yourself a little money. Okay, well, I hope you liked the video. I've got some more coming, and I'll talk at you later.